Yo, what's up? It's Josh Rich. I wanted to talk briefly about the cinematic fitness video that I dropped on my YouTube channel and how that idea came to life. To be honest with you, it was crazy because I was driving on a long road trip and I saw a cover art on the Sirius XM radio, and it was this silhouette of someone standing under a street light. It hit me about all these different actions and fast-paced movements and what it could be like as far as somebody trying to find the motivation to keep pushing forward, because I think we all face those battles a lot of times where we're like, there's a lot of naysayers or different things in our own mind that are saying, stop, don't do this, even when it comes to working out or personal goals, whatever it may be, things hinder us all. So I wanted to create something that was motivational for anyone just to see it. And I chose more of a cinematic workout style to take it. So it was dope because I just started to see the vision. And I think why I wanted to put this video out as well is because a lot of the times we get these visions, or at least, I do, and I know a lot of creators who do, and it's hard to kind of like take that vision and then flush it all out and bring it to life. We might shelf it. We might say, oh, that's not the right time for it. But I was really proud that I took this idea and just like was on it, and then got it done rather quickly. So I presented a whole mood board, whatever was in my mind, kind of wrote out a quick little storyline of what was going to happen, and then the musical influence that was in my mind as well. And some of the other parts came like last minute with like the rocky voice and some of the music that I chose. And I also knew I wanted to have really good sound design. So it was really important for me to find those pieces that went with this. I also recorded a lot of like little audio clips while we were filming as well. You have to put in time into developing these passion projects. I went to like the location and I scoped it out before I even started filming. My son was like doing some test shots for me, and then I had my wife like film me, and I was standing and just kind of getting the vibe of the elements around, and then some of the lights that were outside. I knew based on my first motivation of that silhouette and that person standing under a light, like I wanted that type of look. It's like this really dope alleyway where it's just like a couple street lights and this long area that's downtown. So yeah, some of those things like were plugged together rather nicely. I didn't plan it to be that way, but just thinking so quickly and thinking, how could I get it done? Don't make things over complicated, because then it's like another just like stopping point for you to say, oh man, I can't do this because of that. And, it has to be right for this and that. I do have some really dope gear. Like I do own a red DSMC2, the Blackmagic 6K, which I'm recording on right now. But I recently purchased this Helios, and I'm like, man, this would be so dope just for me to really push this thing to the limit to see what it can do. And then also I purchased like some small little light from Walmart, which was like $20, and it was an RGB light. So it was something that I kind of used in the background, but I ended up not really putting so much into the final edit. But it was a cool little element that's very affordable that you could just go to like Walmart and grab some RGBs. And, 5 years ago or 3 years ago, you couldn't even do anything like that. You had to find these specialized companies who create stuff like this. So I think it's really cool that we have the ability to get this type of, equipment rather fastly too. When I went to Walmart to pick it up. So yeah, I ended up hitting up a friend who I knew was working out, and I met him through another friend down here. So it's good to also network and kind of think of like how you can collaborate with people and help each other. That's another thing that's very important too. Greg did his thing, and I also brought my really good friend Lex on set with me too. and he works with us on a lot of productions. Just a great creative genius as well. And so, small crew, we just pulled up to the location. I pretty much just walked Greg through everything as we got there. I had everything prepped, camera prepped, lighting prepped. I knew everything that I wanted to do based on my mood board as well and the shot list. I put that, ahead of everything that I did, so I was prepared. So, that's another thing too, is that if you're showing up, everybody's coming out, like make sure that you just have everything lined up just to make things smooth, and how to communicate your vision to the talent and your colleague or whoever's pulling up on you to help you with it. One thing that was a bit frustrating that night is, so I was going to switch over from the DSMC2 over to the Blackmagic 6K, and I have the S-Crane 3, I think. Don't kill me for being I'm not going to be so technical when I talk. I tested it out before. I was in there in the studio just sliding around, had it well balanced and everything. But I noticed it kept just turning around and looking at me like a POV. And so I kept changing it to the other setting, and then it would flip around. But when it was time to switch over to this to run with Greg, the S-Crane with the Blackmagic just kept whacking out and literally turned around. And so that became very just frustrating, trying to get stuff done and be kind of fast and move through things. But we took our time. We shot a bunch of stuff on there that didn't make the cut. And really a lot of the stuff that we shot was not intended to make the cut, because it was going to be something very fast, meaningful, and right to the point. So there wasn't going to be too much drawn out of the running and stuff like that. I really wanted to convey kind of like a Nike ad or Adidas or any sports ad, just to show my capabilities, that, this is something that I felt passionate about. Besides just showing a client that I could do it, it was something that I felt again, it's when you hear this, stop what you're doing, or the naysayers or those negative comments in your head, push forward through that and move. Do something, move forward. And I've done that a lot with, my experience in my life, and just had to keep looking for the positives and push myself forward to get to where I want to go. I wrote my own voiceover, but I ended up looking for last minute motivational quotes, and I was already on this Creed kind of feel from knowing the running shots. I was really inspired by Creed, and I was searching motivational things, and I saw Rocky talking, and I'm like, man, this is perfect. So I heard the Rocky quote, and I'm like, oh man, this is exactly where my mind's at with this whole thing. So, I put it together, threw the sound design in it, used a lot of IPP2 color grading LUTs and stuff like that to mess with the footage, and then I added some film grain on top, and it just came out I just really love how it came out. It wasn't intended to be super smooth. It was gonna be this shaky moment, because it's really that anxiety and you thinking about those negative thoughts and how do you push through it. So yeah, so I'm happy to be on here and talking, and just really telling whoever's watching, if you have those sparks in your mind, just try to take them and put them on wax, and then find a way to creatively get it done and move. Not try to say move so quickly where it's sloppy. You want to move things forward you're really just taking your craft serious, and you're not sleeping on your abilities. So when, I say when he gives me the vision, it's up to me to stand up and really just take it and push it forward. Move It is out. It's on my page. Go check it out. It was dope to create. It's really re-energized my drive and my passions. Yeah, appreciate y'all checking it out, and y'all take care. Hope this video inspired you. Peace.